They gather in Anoka County, where two schools from two different districts meet. Centennial High from the Centennial School District and Coon Rapids High from the Anoka Hennepin School District. They've decided to get proactive about one of the most talked about issues of this decade, bullying.
I went to the University of South Dakota not because I wanted to, but because my father said I had to. And we were living in Virginia at the time, and when he looks at you and says, I've given 18 years of my life to you, you're going to give me one.
Maybe that's where the cause started for Deb Tackman, to fight it, that is. She is the featured speaker on a topic she has studied and invested in. The idea that people will try to control someone, bring them down, bully them.
I'm going to share something with you that's true, and then I'm going to ask you a question at the end. In my 36 years of teaching, I know someone who was sexually assaulted 33 times. I know someone who was struggling with their sexual orientation and terrified to tell. I know someone who ate alone every day. I know someone who was verbally abused by their alcoholic parent. I know someone who is in pain today because of what someone had said about them on Facebook. I know someone who was bullied to the point that he felt the only out was suicide. I guess a lot of it was personal experience, being a military brat and moving, and I had a couple students in my teaching career that were targets, yet there was nothing in place to have a systematic approach to kids that didn't feel safe.
What this program is about is not just to identify the bully, but to encourage those that stand on the sidelines, the bystanders, to empower them to action so that it's not just about the victim. It's about people feeling safe and taking a leadership role, in saying this behavior is not acceptable.
And I think that the kids that are here today, you know, when we talked about the retreat to them and told them about it, we had most of the kids that we had selected say, yes, this was great, this is something that we wanted to try and start at Coon Rapids High School.
Here in this school district, they have identified this as a priority.
Within Anoka County, one of the things that we have recognized is that bullying continues to be a major issue, and it affects not only the mental health of the child or adult that's being bullied. As bullying occurs more and more over time, obviously it can have devastating impacts, and unfortunately many times can lead to suicide as well.
Rhonda knows too well that if the kids that were bullied become bullies, there is no end to a chain that can be scary.
Kids who are bullies grow up to be adults who are bullies. And unless we stop that cycle at an early age, you know, we're not going to be able to change things. And unfortunately, I lost my youngest sister to suicide in January as a result of a workplace bullying incident.
Carrie Burke has been touched by this topic in a deeply personal way as well. Her 12-year-old brother Thomas was bullied until he couldn't face it anymore.
He was told, like, by these kids, he was taunted again, and then they told him to go kill himself. And they said how to kill himself. And he went into my parents' barn and hung himself. And my dad, who's a firefighter, my mom, who's a nurse, have been saving people all their lives and couldn't save my brother,
So Carrie's parents and family have all committed their lives to stop bullying, starting an organization called Bully Incorporated and getting involved in the Anoka community's efforts to raise awareness. It is inside these walls they have a chance to change some of that, first by educating.
I started school. Kindergartners usually laugh about 500 times a day. High school students, where I teach, are lucky to laugh 10 times a day. Something happens in the transition.
Then by creating an environment where you don't live in fear of stepping up or stepping in.
If you intervene, if you stand forward, if you say something positive, and you are an empowered bystander, the bullying will stop within 57% of the time within 10 seconds. If I can prove that to the kids, and I can prove that it's a safe and people that they're working with are trustworthy, then we can change the climate of a school, which has a direct impact on culture, on their ability to be successful academically, and also the humanness.
They understand that in this school district because they have taken the initiative.
We have a bullying prohibition policy, which also includes cyberbullying, and we also have another policy labeled harassment, violence, and discrimination. From the policy level, I think we have some really strong policies in place.
What you have to understand is that schools are filled with good-hearted students, most committed to a positive experience. Most want to make a difference.
Yeah, I feel like it's really important as a bystander because I feel like most people like at my school, like they'll just watch and they won't do anything about it, and then things will happen and it'll go to another level, and like a lot of things will go down, and then it'll turn into a big situation. And if that one person would have just said something, like a lot of things wouldn't have happened the way it went down.
I've been bullied, I've been the target, and I also have been the bystander. I have had times where I don't say anything, I just watch it happen, and then I'll talk to my friend after, once the whole thing is ended. Later in the day we would discuss it, but I should have done something.
Everybody else is going to have their times of downfall, and people are going to come at you. Basically, you're going to be a target at some point in your life, no matter what you do. And if you help other people, when someone comes after you, they're going to most likely help you or feel the need to help you more, be there for you.
When someone realizes they can make a difference, it changes their disposition. It's as if a weight has been lifted that was holding back instinct. It only needed to be unleashed by someone saying, it's okay to be a leader.
I think it just takes one, because if one person witnessed somebody stepping in, then they will see, hey, if that person can do it, then I can do it too. And so I think we just have to, as a school, start with just the knowledge, or just the aspect of, we're going to start with one person, and if that one person can step in, then it's going to have a ripple effect to all of our other students.
And so they gather to encourage kids, to tell them they're not alone, to make a commitment that they never need to be a bystander again.
Will you stand up and do the next right thing? It's not easy.
For more information on Life to the Max, go to our website at lifetothemax.tv.